Musician Tailor's Twin and Chevy.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Tailor's Talk podcast, live here at Grand Entertainment Studios, home of Musician Tailor LLC. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revis, along with my co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith. Today's special guest is a Grammy-nominated audio engineer, producer, singer, songwriter, educator, and mentor, hailing all the way from South Bend, Indiana. He graduated from Indiana Institute of Technology, Full Sail University, and is a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. He's worked on gold and platinum albums with artists like Beyonce, Ludacris, Plies, R. Kelly, Jay-Z, and Lecrae, just to name a few. Please welcome to the show, recording and live sound expert, Mike Miller, a.k.a.
Snotty.
Man, that's what's up. Wow, man. Thank you for that intro.
I appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate y'all.
You got a very, very extensive resume, brother.
Man, all glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Hard work. And you just never know where to take you.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. It's a pleasure to have you over here on Tailor Talk podcast.
Man, I'm glad to be here.
You know, it's I talk about you a lot. A lot of folks don't they like when I went to school for audio engineering, I tell them, I said one of the teachers that really I stuck to was you. It
Damn.
was,
That's what's up, bro.
and Daniela. Y'all two was honestly the two best teachers I had when I was at SAE. So I always talk about both of y'all. I ran into Daniela at on Nick's Mix.
I got you. She's doing her thing.
She is.
Yeah.
I ain't think she was gonna remember me when she looked.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, what's up, twin?"
Engineers got to pay attention to detail. So it's just, we see a face. We might not remember the name, but you know what I mean? We're going to definitely remember that face for sure.
Yeah, and so it's like I said, it's a pleasure to have you here. We here to highlight you, your greatness and the things that you have brought to the music industry, and also how you get back in educating young engineers, even old engineers like myself. So how did it all start?
Indiana, listening to music, being around my dad, listening to albums, his equipment, I come from a household where you heard music all day long. As soon as you're waking up, from the time you go to sleep, you're riding in the car. And it wasn't just, what all my friends were listening to. It was gospel, it was jazz, it was Spanish music, it was, African music from my mom. It was just a house full of love, a house full of education, a house full of music. My dad can pick up any instrument and play it, so seeing him, from harmonica to pianos, guitars, and having all kind of equipment in the house, of course, as a kid, you're curious, you know what I mean? So when he went there, I'm picking up everything, you know what I mean? He got records, I'm playing them, he got studio equipment, and he's recognizing every time I touch something, I'm trying to put it back just right. He always asking, man, I know you touched this and that, you know what I mean? But I never got in trouble, really. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom, both of my parents are educators, but my mom taught elementary school, so she would bring every summer. I don't know if y'all remember these, but the first Apple computers, you know what I'm saying, had number muncher and organ trail. I was that kid like going behind the computer, like, man, I want to do where I can record some music and, you know what I'm saying, chop things up and CDs. And, I was just that kid at an early age, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 9, 10, when I really fell in love with it. I'll never forget, man, coming downstairs, rest in peace, Marcus Miller. my older cousin, he introduced me to hip hop.
Okay.
And I went over to my aunt's house one time, and he was downstairs. I think he was playing Eric B. and Rakim. And it was on a vinyl. And it just was like, first of all, you gotta think, that wasn't really playing in our house, you know what I'm saying? So I go downstairs in the basement, like, it was just something about the drums and just the vocal on top of it. And you're just a young kid, you want to be like your cousins and, you thinking they cool and, wish they were.
Yeah.
But it really influenced me from the way that he dressed and the way that he would talk about it. And he would just put me on different hip hop records. And that's all I would want to do. You know what I mean? My first thing was playing ball, basketball. My father was a coach. So that was like my first love was basketball. But I like to say I married music. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
what's up.
yeah.
So
That's how I got started, man, recording my sisters, trying to just make beats with whatever I had, any digital equipment, the piano, just picking up instruments, man. Then formally got trained about 6th grade when I picked up the trumpet. You know what I mean? Started learning music, reading music. I stayed with that till about high school. You know what I mean? And then I thought I was too cool. And then basketball really kind of took over anyway. So, yeah, that's probably how I got started, man. Just my It's crazy I even asked that question because I was asking my dad that, and he was telling me his father was the one that, instilled that music in him. You know what I mean? So, and I'm talking about my dad's is extensive when it comes to the music. So I owe a lot of what I have as far as my ear, man, to him. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, and my mom too. She can play the keys, read music and things like that. But she was more so the drill instructor. You know what I'm saying? Education, get that together. You don't want to be one dimensional. Just from basketball or just music, like show them that you smart too, baby. And that's what she used to tell me. So I guess that all kind of rounded it up in one how I got started.
no, that's amazing. Your pops doing music, listening to music, and it really got you. Like you said, everywhere you go, it was music in the
Everywhere.
air, and so you was like, as a youngster, you was like, hey, how they doing this? And my first eyesight on the Apple was, I was grown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was 2000. What 2012 when I first got my first Mac. 2012, I got my first Mac.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to deploy. I said, man, let me go and get me one for my birthday. I took that thing over to Iraq with me, had my MPC, ran everything into it. So after missions, I was out there. I was beating on the drum machines, so I had to put these hands on nobody.
Man, that's what it'll do, no? You know what I mean? It'll take you away for a minute, especially when things might not be going right. It was always, like I said, that's why I married it. You know what I'm saying? It was always there, and it never talked back to you. It just, you know what I'm saying? It was whatever you put in is what you're going to get out of it. You know what I mean? So, wow, that's deep. NPCs and the computers, man, it's changed, you know what I'm saying, over time.
So as you said your first love was basketball.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you went to college on a academic and
Nah, I cannot really say in high school I was focused on, like, grades. For me, it was like, I wanted to be cool with everybody, right? So, I'm from South Bend. People don't really know about this place. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's where Notre Dame is. But in the city, it's Atlanta.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're
You know what I
saying.
mean? So, man, church was huge. Musicianship was huge. You know what I'm saying? So, my father also sang. Like, he could sing. I'm talking about sing. You got to understand, these guys from the 60s, 70s, that's what they did on the corners. You know what I mean? So, my pops right now come in here, you be like, boy, what? You know what I'm saying? So, seeing him in choir, man, he used to say I used to be rocking on the side of the pews, just like as like 2, 3 years old, just studying, watching. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that. But, then I got my mom that said, man, when I was around that age, all they used to do was give me a basketball. I'll be quiet. You know what I mean? So watching basketball, you grow up watching WGN. It was closer to Chicago, where South Bend is. So I used to see all the Bulls games when they was winning. Michael Jordan, that was huge back then. You know what I'm saying? Where you might get robbed for a starter jacket type of
Yeah.
thing. That's what the city is like. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know that because it gets shined over by, the University of Notre Dame. So it's very prestigious, but city is a lot of love, a lot of pride there, a lot of great musicians, you know what I'm saying, that I was around and grew up around as well. So we all was doing music, but we definitely was playing basketball. Like, I'm talking about, I used to get on that bike, go to the park, man, what? I'm playing basketball from sun up to sundown. Get them chores together, though, but you know what I'm saying? And I think that really instilled work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Because it's when you in Indiana, like everybody plays basketball. Everybody can shoot. Everybody is pretty good. You know what I mean? And I grew up around cats, like went overseas, went to the league. We played on the same AAU team. But they all knew that I did music too. You can come over my basement and I used to have a little setup. You know what I'm saying? We get done hooping. They want to come in there and rap,
Yeah.
And I was the one that was putting everything together. I just didn't know that I never saw somebody that looked like me that can go in a studio setting and actually do it until I started doing some research. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, basketball was my first love. You grow up and you want to impress your father, so you thinking, well, that was for me. Um, and so yeah, the grades were good, but basketball, I just really wanted to be the greatest, man. I wanted to outwork everybody. I was getting up early, working out. You know what I'm saying? Shooting. Um, I was nice. You know what I mean? I was nice, man. My senior year, put up some big numbers, got looked at from a lot of schools. I wanted to stay close to home. Um, so initially, man, it's a school in Fort Wayne, Indiana, mid-major school. Um, but man, had some great memories there. That's where I pledged KSI. Shout out to the Noops. Uh, but yeah, man, that was my love, man. College is just another thing, man. It was just like the business of it. But high school was great. College basketball was great. Still talk to some of those teammates, and definitely my line. Got a great relationship with them guys, man. But yeah, Indiana, you definitely playing basketball. That was the first love for sure.
Most definitely. That's good, man. So as you put that basketball down.
Oh, it's not down now.
No.
Hey now, wait, whoa, slow down, sir.
No,
I know what you mean. No, I got you.
This man is from
We still pull
a
that thing
basketball
out now.
state.
Yeah,
Indiana definitely basketball
but
state.
I'm definitely not.
Hoosiers.
I feel what you're saying. It's not like, you know, uh, I'm not hooping every day. I'm working out every day, but definitely not like hooping every day. Cause I find myself getting angry and upset, and cause I'm too competitive.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not playing, if we just doing pickup, you gotta understand. Like, I done been around, so it's like if you're not playing on this, it's just like I'm just out here working out. You know what I mean? So I don't really take it too serious anymore. It's just fun. You know what I'm saying? So I like to watch
He
it.
said he still get buckets. That's basically.
But I'll get some buckets now.
That's all he's saying, man.
That's it.
See y'all too. I know y'all basketball players. You know,
Yeah.
I went out one time, got cut, never went back. So I was in the bleachers watching y'all play. But like the love for basketball that I know Chevy got and that you got.
Mhm.
But it was a point where they switched roles. Music and basketball switched the role.
Yeah, man.
So how when that role switched, when you say, okay,
That's a good question.
music started when I was young, but I put it down for this basketball. Then as you say, okay, I'm gonna still go out here and show these cats, they can't mess with Mike Miller. I'm cold with this ball. But then you say, hey, music called me back.
The switch happened my senior year in college. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, you start to see the business of basketball, especially college. And slowly but surely, my love that I had when I would wake up and just like, I just want to go play basketball, I found myself like, man, we got to go to practice today. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we got to go try. We getting back 2 a.m. Then we got to go to class. Like, man, you got to understand, I was pole marking my chapter too, you know what I'm saying, for Kappa Alpha Psi. So that was like a job, you know what I mean? So it's like, But I realized what God was doing. It was just like, man, you gotta learn how to organize, prioritize, you know what I'm saying? Like handle business. But it definitely shifted for me my senior year. I mean, we was successful too, you know what I mean? But I remember one day it was my boy Wayne Redman, he out of Detroit. Can hoop. Man, he manages Jeremiah now, believe it or not. Crazy, right?
Oh, that's what's up.
I'll never forget one day I was like, bro, you know in like 6 months we gonna be done with school? And like, I had tryouts, play overseas, all that. But it was like the real world is about to start. Like, what are we gonna do? I know I'm not the first pick going to the league. Like, let's be real. Yeah, I hoop, but I came with some, out of a class that has some real hoopers. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I gotta rethink this thing. Yeah, I gotta, I went to school for business administration management. Um, because I knew I had to learn the business of whatever I went into, and I wanted to be able to be an entrepreneur at some point doing something. So my senior year, I never get talking to him, and we would have conversations about what he wanted to do and what I wanted to do. And like at that time, the 2000s, like it was, man, it's crazy to say Sean Combs and like Bad Boy was on fire. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You had 50 Cent in them. You had all these different groups and artists that like hip hop and R&B was just like on another level. And so I started feeling that itch again, like, man, hold on. Because in college, you got to remember, I was still recording people. I can't remember the software or what I was using. I remember FL came out at that time. I was just learning. I was just trying to learn stuff on my own, aside from like business administration and basketball, because I said this earlier, like basketball, you have a great game, everybody your friend, everything's great, the parties is funner. Man, let you lose 2, 3 in a row. Man, what's up with you? Like, you know what I mean? So then I started seeing how fickle people could be. You know what I mean? So I started doing research. Like, man, let me take you back. My senior year, I did a paper on, it was one book in our high school about audio engineering. One book.
Wow.
And I had to do my senior paper based because it was like, what do you want to do when you get older? And it cannot be sports. So I was like, I want to do something with my hands. I want to do something with music. And every picture, everything that I saw in there, it was like the curly dude hair from the 80s, and they don't look like us, no disrespect, but it was just like, I wanted to, I'm gonna just say it. I wanted to be like a black man that did that. Like, I want to be that black man that's in the studio and know how to work everything. I want to be that guy. Who is that guy that's in the middle of all this, right? So I would do my research. Back then, y'all know, it was credits. So I'm looking at the credits. I'm looking at, like, man, like, where is this place? Where did he go? Like, okay, I'm doing my research on engineers, on producers. And I don't know, man. I found this spot. It was, shout out to Full Sail, man. That's where I went. It's in Orlando, Florida, Winter Park. And I was about to graduate. And, I didn't want my mom to pay for me to go to school. So that's where I was really focused on basketball. I got 2 sisters. And I wanted, at least me, I don't want my mama to pay for nothing for me. Like, I want to show my mama, like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Just trust me. Right? So when I graduated from that, I found Full Sail doing this research that I would do with my boy Wayne. I was telling you from Detroit.
Yeah.
He was looking at an internship to go like work for record labels. I was like, nah, I want to be the one that's making the music. Like, what's that called? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember the paper I did, audio engineer. So I would go to the library. I'm not lying to y'all. After practice, we'll go eat. We would make ourselves go in the library. This is when the internet was slow. Like, it wasn't a whole bunch of information, you know what I mean? And like, I would force myself to look at, what does an engineer do? Why do they call him an engineer? Like, I'm thinking I gotta go back to school to do some like real math and, you know what I mean? Like, all of that type of stuff. So I started doing my research, like, man, okay. I came up on a couple of schools. But when I found Full Sail and the pictures and the people that went there, I would match them up with, hold on, he mixed this record, he went to, wait a minute. Like, so I started, like, how am I gonna pay for this though? Like, gotta understand, I just had a full ride. Like, yeah, woo, like my mom and dad didn't have to pay for that. But like full sale back at the time was maybe like 40, 50,000 for a year. It was a 12-month program. You know what I'm saying? And you go into school at any time. Like they trying to prepare you for the real world. Like I had classes 2 in the morning, 2 to 4, a lab at 4 a.m., leave at 6, go home, do it again. See, people don't know the real grind, and that's school. And now full sale is probably twice that. You know what I'm saying, as far as the money. But back then, I just got done with college. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I could have went overseas, but I just didn't pan out for me. So I had to be like, man, I'll never forget it. Mama, what, you know what I mean? Like, y'all got it? We trying to put your little one through school. So I took it like a challenge. Like, where y'all ain't going? Like, I kind of got a little chip on my shoulder, right? But looking back on it, it was like, I'm glad it happened because I wanted to prove to them, like, oh, I'm going to do it regardless if... Because I started feeling like I didn't get the support, if you understand what I'm saying.
I feel what you're saying.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? You didn't have to pay for this. I'm just asking for a little bit of help on this, and we can make it happen. I can be in Orlando. I know where I'm going to stay at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the school. I know how long it's going to go. And I know already where I want to go. I wanted to go to Atlanta. Because when I came out here, the first time I came out here, I ain't going to lie, I was chasing a girl, right? She went to Spelman. And I came out here during college to visit her. You gotta understand where I'm from. We don't see what you see in Atlanta. Like, Atlanta changed my whole perspective. Like, they're doing this amazing music out here, but when I'm driving down Peachtree, man, I'm seeing black people driving Benzes and Bentleys and Ferrari. I'm like, and then the houses on Cascade or in Buck. I'm like, I'm seeing doctors, I'm seeing lawyers. I'm going to Patchwork to visit, and the owner's a black man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kurt. You know what I mean? Like, that gave a young cat like myself, and Bob as well, Bob Whitfield, like, I gave a young cat an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, man, I used to send all kind of stuff to Patchwork, calling them all the time, just trying to get an internship, man. I might be going a little too far into it, but
No, he's gonna
no,
get to
that's
that.
how, that's how I got to
I was definitely
Atlanta.
gonna
Like,
ask
it
you.
was like, yeah, I'm from Indiana, so you might see some things in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? You go over to Chicago, because, you know, South Bend is close, but I was like, oh, I got to get back down here. Atlanta is where I felt I needed to be. It was like, I knew when I visited Full Sail, I was going to be there for some time. The first time I came in Atlanta, I was like, this is where I'm going to be at. Like, I just felt it. It's like, it's crazy when you can manifest something. You say it over and over. Like, I was like, I'm going to work at Patchwork. I wasn't even done with school yet, but all the credits that I would see, like, everything was going back to this studio. Like, and then I was looking at all these credits, like, if they can do it, let me figure out how to do it. So I would just be calling the studio, sending my resume. I wasn't even done with school yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's smart though.
So by the time I got done and I graduated, it was by the grace of God, man, that I was able to get down here. Probably had about $450, $500. And my father knew somebody that lived out here on the south side in Riverdale, believe it or not. And I would drive her car, right? They went to college together. The gas, it was like one of her extra cars. Like, she was a lawyer, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? She had, like, you can use this, you know what I'm saying? You got this internship, you can use the car. The gas thing didn't work. So every time I used to drive 75, that could have been crazy. 75, 85, I didn't know if it was gas, and I'm just fake, just driving. Like, I'm going to go work. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I can make enough today to get back. So most times I was staying at Patchwork. You know what I'm saying? Just to stay in the room, stay available. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in a nutshell, man, that's how I landed here, man. You know what I'm saying? Going to Full Sail, like, not really knowing anybody, not seeing anybody that looks like you. Feeling like, man, like, when you in the classroom and you just seeing you and you can't really relate to anybody and you got to show up every day and try to figure this stuff out, I could relate to you guys at SAU when I was teaching. Like, it seemed foreign. I was like, man, if y'all just keep coming, being around it, you're gonna soak it up.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did, man. I kept going. And I would make friends. I would step outside my comfort zone. I was always reading something. I was always in the lab. I had really no idea really what I was doing though until I got that internship that I landed at Patchwork. And then I was able to like people took me under their wing, under their wing, like Leslie Brathwaite, you know what I'm saying? Like the amazing mixer. And I couldn't believe that a man wanted me to be in his room and assist him all them years. You know what I'm saying? It was just like favor and blessings was just coming because I sacrificed so much. You know what I'm saying? And I was so focused on what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't even like give ourselves enough credit. Like, you ever sat back and like, dang man, this is what I said I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't do it because you're always trying to go to the next goal. You know what I'm saying? But man, when I look back on it, I guess I don't look back on it enough because I got so much to say. It's just like I'm always thinking about the next thing and you know how to continue to be progressive and also look back and look out for the next generation that's coming behind me. So I'm never really talking about like who I worked with or you know, man. And when you read that back, I was like, dang, I did do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a lot of things that me reading your bio,
Yeah.
I was like, me sitting in the classroom while you was teaching, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then as I started reading your bio, I said, oh man, you never talked about none of the projects you worked with, even when, you know, all the internships I got through you. You had me at the church. You said, okay, this I live. Then you got me at Mud Knock Studio.
Respect.
But
Shout out to Mud.
You never talked about the only person you said was the dream. That's the only person I heard you say about you said I was dream engineer.
Yeah.
But everybody else, as I was reading, I said, oh man, this album. So you know, I was like, you've done a lot, and a lot that I feel that, you know, if you ain't proud of it, I am. Because I'm sitting back and said, man, you've been in some rooms doing some amazing stuff, and even listen to the songs, especially that R. Kelly album. I like, man, I said, he did this, CC and BB. I said, oh, he did this one too. So a lot of the stuff that, you know, I didn't think you would have done, you've done it. You done touched everything from R&B to hip hop to gospel.
Yeah.
So it's
That was the three things I said, right?
yeah.
That I fell in love with. Positive to take us to church. That's gospel. Every artist I'm talking about. Man, I can remember my father playing BB and CC Winers in the cars we went to school. And then to be able to work with these folks. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like anything really is possible, bro. Like whatever you set your mind to do. I guess I never really talked about it because I came from an era where you didn't. Like now, like if I would have been saying, hey, I'm working on Beyonce album with da-da-da-da-da, man, I'm off the album. Like, you see what I'm saying? Or, bro, I'm talking about anybody you can think of. At some point, I was in the studio with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but back then, you gotta think that was like, I started at Patchwork at 2005. Wasn't no Instagram. You wasn't, like now, it be tripping me out. I still don't do it. I'm still iffy about Instagram. Like, I don't want nothing to leak. I'm still in that mind frame. Like, and especially with Dream and this Sean Garrett, like, you're not bringing your phone in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's very different from me. I wish I could. I wish I would have did it. You know what I mean? Because it's like now everything is so visual. But this is why I appreciate you guys. Because I don't really get the opportunity to even, you know, speak on it at all. It's just like hearsay. You know what I mean? So, you know how that can go. Man, he ain't do that.
Even like with, you said Sean Garrett. Even with Sean Garrett, you worked on the Super Fly soundtrack.
Man,
I was in school when you was working on that. I just know it was one day. You didn't tell us, but when you came in class that day, I said, it looked like Mike been up all night.
Man,
I look because I could tell on some days you could tell he come in there, he fresh. You know, he fresh like he got some good rest. That one day he came up in there, I'm like, I said,
I
He
think
been up all
yeah.
night because when you up all night,
They weren't the same. I know.
Yeah, looking at them screens and
he
hear
ain't the
shot.
same when he up all night. He
Nah.
come in there, he teach. Don't get me wrong, he teach. He give you everything you need to be successful. But it was just energy that I was like, I said. Yeah, I said, don't say nothing to Mike. I said, he don't look like he had no rest.
God has worked on me. God has
Yeah.
worked on me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? My patience is a lot different, especially when you got a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it changed everything about me, to be honest. So the rest has to, sometimes, bro, it's still the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, leaving the studio 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Then having to go teach it. It's like, be real, be honest, be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of why I would do it. Like, because I just didn't want I just didn't want to be one dimensional. Yeah, I can teach this, but at the same time, I felt like it would be more believable if you actually knew that I was still doing it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I got their attention, your attention. It's like, I can't really say what I'm working on, but man, I'm in there. Like, and I'm gonna give you some gems along the way. You know what I mean? And then it was like the stuff that you used to ask me. It was like, man, he focused. I gotta get with him, and because it was people that opened the doors for me. Like, I never want to be the person to like gatekeep, even though it's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's all about. I used to watch my mom take our clothes and give it to children that didn't have nothing, or they might wear the same. You know what I'm saying? And I'm mad, trying to like, man, no, not them, mama. Like, no, come on, get in the car, get in the van. This is what we doing. And so I think her doing that, wow, man, let's bring it back some memory. Her doing that, man, it really made me have a heart for helping people. That's what it's about. Like, that's why when I came in here and I saw this, man, I'm so proud of you, bro. It's just like, this is what I know, you wanted to do from conversation we would have and things like that. And to see it come to life, and that's a beautiful thing, man. It's like, that's my purpose. It's not about who I work with or the records. It's like, this gets me excited. Like, I done had enough songs on the radio. I done work with, but like, man, when I come back and I see it, like after some years, like, bro, you done turned this place up. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's sounding amazing, the music that you're doing and the people that you're touching. Even with this podcast, you never know. It could be a young Snotty that's like, how do I, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it's about for me. You know what I mean? That's the main purpose. That's the main goal. It's about giving back. Because I found the more I give back and the more I educate, the better it is for us all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just does something for my spirit. You know what I mean? So
I could tell he a Kappa. It's part of the whole thing right
indeed,
there.
for sure.
We
You
got.
gotta give back,
I'm
man.
a Prince Hall Mason, so
I respect
it's
it.
it's faith, hope, and charity. I
Yeah.
always got to give back, and I know that's
Respect,
part of
bro.
our foundation.
Indeed, man.
So I'm seeing everything on here, man. That volunteer, coach, everything,
Man,
mentor.
that's,
And he speak highly of you. He always spoke highly.
now
of
that
you,
coaching, I'm still working on that.
you
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
especially with the young ones, man.
Oh, man,
Matter of fact, I'm up at the church tomorrow, volunteering, man, from 11 to 1. You know what I mean? It's not AAU or anything, but the kids that go to the church that, they want to improve on their skills and things like that, man. I'm in there tomorrow. Got a session tonight, waking up in the morning doing that. Then the news got a barbecue at Morris Brown. I'm there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just always, that's it's always about just giving back, man. So that's what it's about. Because so many people gave to me along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's real.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. That's everything you've done. Like I said, you give back in so many different ways, and also as giving back, the thing that as you sit in front of, because I know you started off on that SSL.
I did. I actually started off on a concept Atari. that used to break down all the time. I ain't gonna say the studio, cause now it's but that, and you had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? That was, and then it was a SSL, but learning that thing was. I learned from the best though, bro. Like, so they would break it down. I don't know why to this day. Like, they would break it down, but a lot of the learning came from those nights where they be gone, and I'm in there trying to patch stuff together. Like, how does this work? How does this signal get from here? How can I make this? You know what I mean? It was just, I just felt like I was that kid again, messing with my mom's computer on my dad's equipment. But I was just at patchwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I don't know why I was like why they chose me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still to this day don't know. Like, you know how many people wanted to intern there?
Yeah,
Like,
I know there's a
you know
lot
what
of
I'm
folks.
so I knew it was an opportunity, man, and I just had to shine in my own way, though. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Looking back on it, it is a crazy little story. You know what I mean?
All right, but man, it's beside this studio, Patchwork is one of my favorite studios.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
indeed.
love going in there.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's like it's just to get the vibe and everything, especially. And then y'all used to have the cookies and lemonades on deck.
Come
you know
on
what I'm
now
saying?
with the cookies and the
come on,
lemonade
man.
with the Chex Mix.
Come on now, you
Come
know what I'm
on, man.
saying?
Them
So
used to be dinners for me
Yeah,
as an intern. This is what I'm
okay,
saying.
Come on now.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, they left some cookies in there.
Yeah.
Cool, let me get it. You know what I mean? And those that was with me understand that story too. You know? Man, shout out to Gucci, man. He was the one that would literally pay, like, if he had a session in there, he taking care of the interns. I'm talking about, food, you need to eat, you want to eat, you hungry? No, bro, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Put it on the tab. Like, he will always do that. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I'm telling you, bro. Like, we used to be, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Used to be
dope.
broke days. You feel me? Let me be real with you.
I know with that internship,
That's like
is
you do
what,
the
a
2
2-year, 1 or 2 years?
My internship, it lasted longer than that. It seemed like I was there for a minute. But it was about, I say about 2-3 years I was interning. I mean, food runs, cleaning up the studio. Man, back then, man, we was doing a CD duplication. That banner there, you know what I'm saying? Like, they used to come through 5,000, 10,000 CDs, because that's how stuff was getting out back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you taking it to the, different DJs and stuff like that. So all me, that's the networking. Because I was the one in the basement, you know what I'm saying, making sure the label was right. It made me pay. Kurt was a genius at that. He would make us pay attention to detail. Like, oh, that's wrong. This, you didn't spell that right. That's not the font that they want. I don't care. Do it again. You know what I mean? And it was like, my dad away from home. Like, that would check us too. Like, real talk. Like, he was people don't know, man. This is early days. This and you know what I'm saying? He see some trash, or he used to do was walkthroughs, and you be in like, man, like he was your real dad. Like, I don't know if I left 9,000 is clean. There might be some fingerprints. Something. He'll come through and have a whole list like, hey, Mike, I need you to do this, take the track. Like, and I'm doing it. Like, just because I knew if I did my best at the small things like that, he gonna give me a shot at the bigger things later on. If I show loyalty, if I show like eagerness, and you gotta think like, I'm a black kid. I'm 20 something. You know what I mean? So, but I gotta stay focused in Atlanta. So it would make me like, instead of going out and doing this, like, man, I'm here. It was like my club. It was like, I'm hearing all the music. I'm seeing all the cars, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to go nowhere. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go home in a minute. I gotta go all the way to Riverdale. I don't know if my car can get there or not. They might drop me a $5 bill, $10 bill, you know what I'm saying, in my hand. So I had to humble myself like that, man. You know what I mean? To just, be able to survive another day. You know what I mean? So it's hard to see like so many people engineering, quote unquote, now. You know what I mean? I love it, but I feel like it's such a lost art and it's not as valued as it should be. So, just because it's so digital now and everybody can do it, anybody can do it on a laptop, But if you really doing it, you know them ones.
Yeah.
You know when you press play, you know when you send it off. Like it's just, oh wait a minute, it sound like full and done. You know what I mean? But that's just what happens, man. It's like it's cheaper now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you with that. Even with you saying that, it's a lot of folks don't. They look at the flashy new toy type things,
Right.
like, and I'm glad you had said something about that. What you think about the AI? Who was it?
You just talking about this.
They
On the way
had,
here.
I can't think of, I seen it on YouTube. They the guy, he got a robot program it, but it has to be set up the robots had to be set up the exact same way. And the cause he had the controls, he had a compressor, I think he had a the way he had it, it was turning and everything. And so I think Timberland was in there when he was talking about it. And I was like, I said, the only thing, I don't know why everybody want this AI to take control and take over. Because the only thing to me is just gonna make humans more lazy. So how you feel about that?
About AI.
AI as
Just in general or
no,
about when it
as
comes to
in
music?
mix and come to music.
Come to mixing and music. You better learn how to use it.
It's gonna take over.
You better learn how to use it. Or not just use it, work with it. That's my thing. You know, man, mixing records will you know how they say like you know, your ear to get tired and all
Yeah.
of this type of no, you will get tired. Your body will almost break down on you if you don't learn how to take breaks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So anything that can help you. Now, if you just using it like, hey, go ahead and mix this and you know what I'm saying, you just sitting back. I don't agree with that. Because I feel like, man, AI does not have a soul. They're
Yeah.
programmers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can sit there and program it to do certain things like us, but we are the gods. We are the one that passion comes from. You know what I'm saying? I don't think AI understands what a Stevie record feels like when you put it on vinyl or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know, I don't think that it understands how to even tell somebody to get the best take or because it don't just start with the mix. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It start with the foundation. Like what we doing this recording session? What kind of take are we getting there? And yeah, I mean, they even got plugins now. I was just learning something yesterday. You know how like I'm looking at the screen. It's all these different plugins. They got like now you can get one plugin. You know how you be looking for the like, oh, I need the arc compressor. I need the
Yeah.
man, one, and it got your whole vocal chain, everything that you're using in one plugin, and all your settings already done for you.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much time that would have saved me back in the day?
I got a couple of them.
See, that's what I'm saying. Twin already on it.
I got a
Already
couple
know he
of them.
Like, so that's what, so for me, when I hear that and when I see it, it just really blows my mind because I come from like, and I don't even like to say old school, but the cats that was teaching me, you know, like Leslie was with Dallas Austin, bro. Like Monica Records, TLC, like he was cutting, slicing tape. You know what I'm saying? Then I saw him transition, you know what I'm saying, on the SSL, mixing to where it's in the box now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I will see this, like, hold on, like stuff is changing. It's always changing. It's always, so you gotta stay with it. You can't be like, you know what I mean? Because I remember, man, when they brought auto-tune to Patchwork, we was scared. Man, how you use this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? And then come to find out there was an Antares hardware that Mike Wilson would like, he's the owner now of Patchwork, engineer that's been with them since the beginning. But there was a hardware piece that corrected pitch. When the digital one came out, we heard the T-Pains and everybody was on that wave for a minute. And then it was like, man, how do you use it though? I'm not the one that's gonna sit there and read the manual. I need to try it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would go to other spots, not at Patchwork, and I would make those mistakes. Like, how do you use the auto tune? Like, I don't sound right. Oh, you got to get the key. Oh, you know what I mean? So it was trial and error, man. Like with anything for me, I gotta touch it. I gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying? We have to feel it. If I'm not in there, everybody's not in there on one accord jamming. I didn't do something right. I ain't get the best take. You know what I'm saying? So AI can't replicate me. I don't care how many. It can't replicate the best engineers out here. Yeah, you can give me the chains that they're using, but I guarantee you, it's something that this person is doing that the AI cannot do yet. But sometimes I also feel like, man, we giving away too much game.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like when I was coming up, like again, you couldn't just walk in Leslie's session. You couldn't pull out your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I see it now, I love it because it's allowing people to get that shine. But I think that we fallen in love with the shine too much. Like when I was coming up, I knew that was coming. I wanted to make the record shine. I wanted to make the artist shine. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make the mixing engineer, if I wasn't mixing the record, shine. I wanted the mastering engineer. I wanted the studio to shine. And so I think like that was the passion behind my success. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but it also was like, I really wasn't putting myself first in a lot of situations where I was green at. Like, man, maybe I should have had a manager because these songs, they done went through the roof. Yeah, I ain't even get my credit. You know what I'm saying on that? I mean, I do got a lot of them, but then there's certain things that I was just green on. I just was so like, wanted to work the next session, the next opportunity that I wasn't taking my time off, going back, spending time with the family in Indiana. I wasn't present like I should have been. I was so focused on, which is wild, because I'm so different now. Like I'm so well-rounded different now. But back then, and I think that was just because, and you can relate, military, you know what I'm saying? Mason, like when you want something, it's no excuses. Like I'm not gonna get distracted. You know what I'm saying? If it's something I want, I'm gonna get it. That's the type of person that I am. You know what I mean? So as far as AI goes, keep it coming. It's never gonna compete with the soul. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna compete with the love. It can be close, but it can never duplicate it. I hope I'm not wrong in the next 15 years though. Cause you just never know. Like we was riding by, Waymo was riding behind us on the way here. Y'all know what that is? The self-driving cars.
Yep.
Like, man, it's crazy.
Oh, I seen
Yeah,
them
they
out
track
there in
it.
Vegas.
Yeah.
When
Man,
I
they
was
got
out in
one.
Vegas.
I'm coming over here.
Ain't nobody in it.
I'm looking like, ain't really nobody in this car. Like I remember, thinking of stuff like this when I was a young kid. Like this is really like happening now. So I say embrace it. Just like any new plugin, man, but just find your niche. Find what works for you. And also just remember it's not always about you. It's about the client. That's the hardest part. That engineer, man, I always wanted to be the background guy. In the background, chilling, cool, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I wouldn't even talk about half of the stuff I would do. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted the music to shine. Like, was it making y'all dance? Was it making you feel good when you was having the rough days? Like, is the vocal crispy enough? Is the 808 hitting hard? Like, I want you to feel the music because I'm just looking at these albums right here, man. Every one of them albums probably did something for me. Every one of them artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they weren't talking about the technical aspect. It was about how you felt when you played the music.
True.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I wanted to be that guy in the studio that I knew how to work everything. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, there's so much stuff out, you be like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that was the whole purpose. That was the passion behind it all, man. AI, yeah, we'll see.
So as you've been in I'm gonna say over 1,000,000 sessions.
Man, I lost track. I lost count of the hours. I used to be doing all of that, man, but it's still going though.
So as being an engineer, what made you, and like I know you said both of your parents is educators. So as them being educators, that what made you say, okay, let me go out here and teach audio engineering?
The pandemic.
Well, that what got you? You weren't gonna do it if the pandemic.
Man, the pandemic, man. I was like, man, these studios shutting down, and let me think. it was like slow, like, you know what I'm saying? I had stopped working with Sean. Um, it was like I was still engineering, but it wasn't like my heyday, where I'm like, man, I'm in the studio. So I can't just sit around, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, what can I do to still be involved in the studio? Not in the studio, but still be involved in the process. Um, what happened? I might be ahead of myself. So it might have not been. Actually, what happened was, I'll never forget it. I did what we do? Was it My Chick Bad? It was like a Chris. Yeah, it was My Chick Bad. A Chris Brown. It was Luda's record, and Nicki Minaj was on it, and Chris Brown, and all the chops and the edits and stuff in that song. SAE. I forget the guy's name that invited me to come and do a workshop, in the art in that little theater.
Yeah.
And I had it up on the screen, and I was just breaking down everything. And man, I hate that I don't remember his name, because he the guy that hired me there. He was like, "Hey, do you think that you could come back?" Like, the kids were so drawn. It was packed too. Like, kids were so drawn to every. We never. And I'm not saying this like to show off or anything like that. When he said that to me, could I come back? Because there's more people they were like outside the door. And this was way back. Now it's like the master class, everybody doing this. This is way back then. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, so you want me to come back? I'm business. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll watch the next one though. I'm gonna bring all these, you know what I'm saying? Now looking back on it, like, dang, should I have done that? But because it was a whole record, whole trip. You know what I'm saying? But I came back and did a second session for them, a workshop rather. It was packed again. It was sold out. And there was so many different questions, and I was able to answer it and break it down. And I saw people taking notes, and I'm like, again, still humble, like, they doing this for me, like, you know what I mean? So he presented me with a job right then and there the second time I came through. Like, I know you're busy. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? See, they didn't know the real story. Like, honestly, like, I'm working here and there. You know what I'm saying? And luckily enough, I was pretty good with the money. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool. I was still doing sessions, mixing every now and then and stuff like that. I met Bud Knock, started going to different studios. But he asked me, man, would I be interested in like teaching some courses there? And it was a SSL, like the 4,000, not the 9,000J like Patchwork has. So believe it or not, but I had worked on that at Zach's. It's called Astro Studios now. It's over there by Stankonia, next door. So I was familiar with that because in that back room, I think it was called Stonehenge. That's where Sean Garrett, man, I was working with Buddy for about almost a decade. You know what I mean? And I knew that board in and out. So when I walked in the room with it, I was like, God, you just playing with me right now. Like, teaching these kids this, we about to go. I'm about to make everybody that come in this class, they're gonna be nice. And that was my goal. Like, I just wanted to make, because I felt like, again, I wanted to give back, man. So that's kind of how that took off. And the more, like my classes was packed. People was coming. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, oh, we in this class. I would try to make it fun. Now, I know, I'm sorry, bro. Some days I might not have that energy, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I was trying to break it down how I learned it, you know what I mean? And how I could, like, how could I use what I saw my mom and dad do and really break it down and teach them how to use this stuff for their advantage. And through that, man, I couldn't tell you the people that went to SAE, the different producers, I don't even want to name drop, like, that I worked with, that you know what I'm saying? But the engineers out there now that are working with some of the biggest stars, like, I was able to teach them something. And that again is something that is like so powerful, and so I'm proud of that, man. Like, I don't take a lot of credit. I never took a dime. I never was like, hey man, since I got, give me this or that. I just knew my blessing eventually was gonna come because I was just trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? So, SAE was a part of the journey, man. That was a real. I worked 2 different stints with them, to be honest with you. Like the second, when I met you was like the second time.
Okay.
Like that's when I was working with Dream. But both times being there, man, they were very different. But man, I have some great memories and some great connections with people that I met during those years, man, over at SAE. Man, shout out to SAE. Wow, man, they still up and crunching, man, even through the pandemic, man. You know what I'm saying? They still doing their thing. But yeah,
Alumni over there.
that's a lot of love over there, man. Really. That's how I came about, man. Just again doing a workshop, and I was asked, man, would you be interested in teaching a couple classes? And it was just that, a couple classes, because I was still working with Sean, talked to him, you know what I'm saying. But then, after you work with somebody so long, man, you almost get too close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna get into that. But that's my brother.
How fast do he write?
I done seen, bro. Man, writing, it ain't gonna take him no time, because he's a creator.
Kind of figured that. Yeah.
So he can go in and he gonna sit there and, now the thing that is dope about him, and I don't want to get too much of his process away, but he's going to have a conversation. We might be in the studio with the artist and I'm in there about to fall asleep. He done talked to this artist so long, but he's in there trying to put the story together for your song. He trying to know what makes you mad, what makes you happy, what you going through, and he going, all right, cool, Mike, pull it up. Oh shit. Pull the beat up, you know what I'm saying? Let go. And he gonna do, first he gonna do the melody, then he gonna come out, he gonna talk some more. Oh, boom, he gonna go back in there. Man, it might take this man, I done seen Sean write a song, one-liner, 5 minutes. But then also, on the flip side to that, weeks, months, to actually perfect it. Perfectionist.
Okay. That makes sense.
And honestly, Sean, he was responsible for my sound. Man, that man used to, man, it don't sound good. And I'm like, man, I done did everything I can think of to, you know what I'm saying, to make this joint. But he was like, break the rules, man. Think outside the box. Like, break this down. Like if I, like, man, that 211 album, like that Brandy album, bro, he made me, like, engineer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, master stacking, master vocal production, too. Like, I got so good at that, he would write the record and leave. And they'd just be me and the artist. Then he would come back, make him get this line again or that line. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So my ear was just, you got to think I was working with bro for, like, it's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was business too. I went all over the world with him. So I seen him, and I hate to do this, Sean and Dream, but I done seen Dream produce and write a whole song. I'm talking about make the beat, everything. Pull up the mic. Hey, Mike, go ahead and come quick. Now, mind you, I'm still having to record the MPC, all the keys, all the instruments, all this, like, in the crib. And he's the whole time writing a song. Go in there, pull up the mic, do that in no time. I'm talking about some of the biggest songs. I ain't gonna go there, but some of the biggest songs, man, don't take no time.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I know. I used to say, like, you'll never know a hit. Nah. You can. Like, I'm going to take it back even. I knew, this is Drummer Boy. I used to work with Drummer Boy, too. Shout out to Drummer. He was at Patchwork. Shout out to Coach K. He from Indianapolis, Indiana.
That's what's up.
He was working with, I think he was managing or working with Rocco the Don at the time. Mentor of mine, Rocco. You know what I'm saying? And I recorded I'ma Do Me. His first joint, yeah. you just do
That's
you.
my jam,
I'ma
boy.
do me. Like, I knew when we recorded that song, he was out of here. He got a deal off of that song. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Drummer, like, whatever I done sent Drummer engineers and interns to his studio. Like, that's years of you know what I'm saying? I mean, countless hours, man, over there with Drummer. But yeah, man, like I think it's a certain frequency, it's a certain feeling, and just being around the greats, like Coach K got an ear. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think, man, like, man, Migos, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was before that. Yeah, like all that. So I'm around these cats. But before that, I was an intern, just a fly on the wall. So when I got my shot and they seeing this growth, like, oh, he used to intern, now he assistant, oh, now he recording. Like, I kind of started knowing that, like, ooh, this one out of here. Because before that, I was in 9,000 listening to the hits that Leslie was mixing. Yeah. So I'm listening to the tempos, I'm listening to the keys, you know what I'm saying, the key of the song, I'm listening to the frequency, like, how he mixing this 808? Why is it jamming like this? But I can sit there and talk to him all night if I wanted to about a record, about a mix, about a plugin, about what he did on the SSL, you know what I'm saying? And then, but even before that, I was learning from some of the greatest engineers that was tracking too, that was sending the mixes to him. Because I was sitting in their sessions as well. The Miles Walkers, the Nico Solis, that's Jeezy and them engineers. Like, I was around creativities and some of the best to lay it down for what I felt like was an amazing time and sound in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm responsible for it. I'm not saying, but you got to do your research on Patchwork and who came up through there and out of there. You know what I'm saying? And what they was working on at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for whatever reason at that time, I met so many amazing people. So many people gave me breaks. I had to go back and touch back and give the people what I felt like they deserve because they helped me out so much. Man, I was seeing Kurt and them different, like students that I felt like, oh, no, hey, Kurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting them intern. Now, whatever they did in that internship, like, that, I felt like, man, you gave me a shot. Y'all could have said no. You could have fired me. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, don't make it seem like I was just perfect the whole time. No, I messed up. I done erased vocal. I done, you know what I'm saying? All that was not nice. I couldn't fly a hook at the beginning of my career. You know what I'm saying? But just chance after chance and getting favor, you know what I mean? So many people as I look back, man, helped me out. But you got to put the work in, man. Faith without works is dead. So I was putting in work, bro. That's why it's not a lot of people that can just, you know, I can tell when you really nice. I can tell instantly by not only how it sounds, but how you conducting yourself in the studio. You know. So.
Yeah, you taught me some stuff in the studio. You taught me patience.
Man, yeah.
So the one thing you taught me is, especially at Mud, it was you know, the time thing. I used to get.
Oh, so he this
Mike, this the break I was talking about.
Thank you for that, Mike.
Man,
I can't.
Got him, man.
You used to tell me I used to be so mad. You said, what you get mad for?
Yeah.
If they pay their deposit, they don't show up on time. That's money in the pocket.
Real talk.
You know, because I know for some, being in the military, it always, that time thing just stuck with me. Then I'm like, I don't care, they wasted my time. But then I'm like, when you said that to me that day, it was something different. I was like, okay, I get what he's saying.
Man, I used to see that from Leslie, though. Like,
he said it ain't about you.
Yeah.
I remember Leslie being in 9,000 playing video games, waiting on the client. Like, I wish I would get mad. This is the blessing. Like, oh, you want to show up late? Cool. But you got to understand, too, I was green. I took a lot of L's, too. Like, not getting a deposit and knowing how that felt and being upset. You know what I'm saying? So where I can go back and, like, somebody that might not have that patience because you from the middle, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we got time in Kappa. We got to say that. We got to know. It's something that we say when it comes to time. Bro, I don't like, shout out to my beautiful wife. But boy, if she late, I still feel a certain kind of way. If we late to something, we late to church. You know what I'm saying? I be like, But now, you know what I'm saying? It's about patience and understanding and like, it's not all about me. When you up in them planes and you look down, boy, it ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's about giving back. It's about synergy. You know what I'm saying? Like, even this is not about me. This is not about me right now. I feel like I'm coming here because I want y'all to shine. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all podcast to turn up. Like, I want everybody to come and tune in to this. Not to just be, I saw the list of people that's coming. Respect too. I'm just one little name on there, bro. Somebody 10 years from now may or may not know who I am. That's what I'm saying. It's not always about us. It's something bigger than that. And that's what music does. Like, my baby girl can go on a CD or vinyl. She gonna see daddy name on that. Like, dang, he did that? Yeah, baby. Yeah. So you can do anything. You can outshine daddy. You could be whatever you want to be. This is what I chose to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I wanted to do. And it's written. So I don't be going around putting on Instagram, popping like, boy, you better do your research now. You can't talk too crazy in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be doing that. And no, I don't play with time. Like, because I don't want nobody to play with my time. And I don't want to play with their time. My cousin used to say, man, what comes first on the sandwich? It's the bread. Get your money up front, man. You can't make no...
That's a bar.
Yeah,
That's
dope.
That's
you just got to have the bread. The bread is up front. And people didn't like that at first with me. You got to think, me even starting to do that, that was like, who you think you are? Cool, you don't want to work with me then. Boy, listen, Leslie used to be turning down mad money. It's about the principle. Because if he's not comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with the business and you get that done up front, man, he not going to perform. I done seen him, like, not touch a fader till I hit the account. When I saw this in, and what he pulling up in, I'm like, why would I do anything different? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be ignorant all day if you want to. I was knowing what records was going out. I would see him getting mixed by Leslie and how he would conduct his business. That's what I probably took more business things from him and Kurt than the music, to be honest. You know what I mean? So it was like, nah, man, you're going to have to pay for the time. And if you in there wasting time, that's on you. I can't control what you're doing. But when you want me to perform and be ready for you, I'm going to be ready. There's no reason for me to just be upset about it. And half the time, I was in there pulling up something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be real with you, tightening up a song here or there, or somebody needed an acapella sent. Like, let me go ahead and do it. These folks, when, you know what I'm saying, they not showing up. Cool. Like, you wasting my time. Well, guess what? We gonna make it worthwhile today.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
So, man, you got this nickname.
Wow, D. Wow, man, y'all asking some amazing questions, man. Wow, bro.
How you get that nickname, Snotty?
Oh, man. And before you answer,
Crazy,
I think it's just me. Why I guess.
Yeah, what you think?
I think it came from the fraternity.
Mm-mm.
Okay, all right.
Man, my line name Money Mike.
Okay.
Y'all remember Money Mike?
Yeah. Mike. Okay. Because I was going to ask you what your line name.
And, you know, we had to get some money up to do certain things.
That's dope.
And I was always the one to get it started. Like, you know what I mean? But Snotty, believe it or not, I came from Jazzy Faye. Snotty.
Jazzy Faye.
Jazzy Faye and my good brother, KG, Corey Griffin out of New York. He used to work the front desk at Patchwork, you know. After Jason Jeter left, he came in and worked the front desk. But now doing amazing things, like, in the industry. Like, if you came through Patchwork doing anything, Kurt just knew how to pick him, I guess. Like, you know. But anyway, Snotty came through. KG was a New York guy with that, yo, son, you know, all that, you know, in New York. And me being from Indiana, I was not used to that yellow stuff. The yellow stuff, I mean, is pollen.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So when I started seeing the pollen on the cars and all that, I'm like, man, what is this? I'm from Indiana. We know yellow stuff is corn, you know what I'm saying? But I'm seeing this pollen. I'm like, yeah, that's pollen, man. It'll go away in a couple weeks. Man, listen. The first year I was down here interning, I might have, like, always was all that. And I didn't really know how much it was bothering folks in the studio, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, man, I was going through it, you know what I'm saying? Like, them first couple years out here. And I'll never forget it. KG was actually the first person, Corey Griffin, actually the first person that started calling me, man, we gonna start calling you Snotty, bro. You always got a cold or, you know what I'm saying, something. And so what started off as a joke, I was like, man, I want to take this joke because then it started happening in the studio. Like back in the day, I don't know if they do it now at Patchwork, but they'll be like, hey, you know, Twin, can you come to Studio 995 or Studio A? They used to get on there and be like, hey, yo, Snotty, come to as you know what I'm saying? They was just messing with me. It's like it was like a almost initiation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, cool. Like I had to humble myself. Yeah, I ain't gonna call me Mike. I used to get mad, bro. Like, Snotty, man, that ain't even cool. That ain't fly. That ain't nothing about that. That's cool. So I was like, man, yet again, this is the competitor in me. I'm going to use that name and I'm going to make people remember that by what I do in the studio. So I was like, I used to look at the credits. Y'all remember that, right?
Yeah.
Looking at the credits, I'm like, man, Michael Miller, man, I could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I lost some of my credits. We ain't gonna get into that. But when I started doing the Snotty, then I started putting on the credits and on the session reports, Mike Snotty Miller. Then my stuff started like I was able to. That wasn't him. He didn't took the L, learn. I'm gonna use that Snotty. And Jazzy was, Jazzy had all them intros. The fizzle, fizzle. He used to get on the thing. Like that's how much he used to work there. You know what I'm saying? At 9:95, 6 o'clock, he will always be in there working with Nico Solis. Shout out to Nico and CKP. They used to always be in there, and he used to get on there. Because I'm trying to tell you, I used to try to be so thorough. Like, I know, I can still remember his setup, where his MPC would be at, with the keyboard, with the sound modules, what he would like to drink, what he would want in the studio. I would already have it set up before he even got there. So the engineers, you gotta think, man, like, if I'm going to a studio and all I gotta do is come in a room and get busy, man, where that assistant at? I need him in here every time. Because there's so much you gotta deal with. It's people, they need this, they need that. You got managers coming in, A&R people, you know what I'm saying? If I got an assistant that's on it, that knows the settings, that wrote them down already, like, because I'm learning from the best. Like, all these people that came before me, I was just like, how can I do it better? Like, I was the dude, like this little keyboard right here, I was the intern in the room, in the back of the room, acting like I was an engineer. I promise you I'm not lying. Acting like I wanted to be faster than him. Like, he's slow. That's why the artists keep getting upset with him. It's not about his sound. He just slow. He don't get it. Like, he got an idea. So I used to be in the back of the room. They be like, what you doing? Oh, just practicing. They used to think I was crazy. But I'm trying to be the fastest in there. So, like, I'm acting like I'm recording him. I already beat him to record. Like, that was me. So in the studio, he would always want me in the room. Hey, Snotty. Da-da-da-da. So it stuck. I was like, okay, cool. I got him. Boom. I'm going to start putting this on any record that I assist, any record I record, any record I mix. And it stuck. Like, I can't. It's sometimes I'll be walking around and I might go anywhere. Snotty. I mean, like, you can't run from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
It was to the point where I was like, I don't even want nobody. I was like, man, don't call me that no more. But I had to just accept what it is. Like, when I do something, when I set out to do it, I'ma do it. You know what I mean? And I just felt like, people's tags were coming out. Like, man, I remember Mike Will used to come in before he was Mike Will, trying to get BCDs away. That tag stuck. When he got that stuff to Gucci and Rick Ross, you know what I mean? All that happened at Patchwork. So I'm watching, man, I was in the studio, OLED's dude, all that. Like, I remember the night. Like, you know what I'm saying? So all these cats will know me. That's what they know me by. And I was just like, man, if I can keep that going, kind of like a DJ or kind of like a producer, but an engineer with my own twist on it, I'll be cool. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, like, some like, I remember Bangladesh was like, man, I didn't even know your name was Michael Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, man, Michael Miller, like, that's your name? I was like, yeah. He was like, I guess I just never even asked. Like, people, like, yeah, man. But Sean, he would call me Michael. He never called me Snotty. He would always call me my name, and I always respected him for that. But yeah, Snotty, bro. That's me. Still me.
I was at Patchwork this past November. So the crazy thing, the times I went to Patchwork,
Yeah.
I never know once you come through with a front desk set and come through and you go through the doors.
Yeah.
I never knew it was a studio right there.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That left one, right
Yeah,
there?
the one on the
Yeah, that's
left.
995.
I never knew that.
Wow.
So
I used to
then-
thought it was the one in the big one in
Yeah.
the back. Nah, that's another one. Man, they got all kind of.
They got a downstairs.
Yeah,
Downstairs?
you took us.
Yeah.
You took
Oh,
us
yeah,
to the
yeah.
the
See what I'm talking
Kenny
about?
spot.
Took the whole group.
Did you-
Nah,
To the
Okay.
whole
Back.
class.
whole class back to Patchwork.
That's
You
You
know
took
what
us
I'm
to
saying?
Patchwork,
hard.
Bravo,
Oh,
Ocean.
yeah, Bravo Ocean Studios.
Yeah, it took us a lot of places. We was on field
That's
trips.
dope.
And college
that's it.
students. Man, we need to get up out of here. I got to see this for
Right.
real. That was my mindset. That's what made me like, yo, I got to get my own school because I don't know if they really want me to do this. You know what I'm saying?
The
Yeah.
cat that it was a white guy. I said all the time. I said Mike Miller brought me up here, and then the first time I came to Patchwork, then he said Snotty.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, yeah, it's like I wanted to keep Michael Miller because of my dad and my mom, and like it's so much in the name. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like my middle name is my dad's first name. So when he first heard it, he thought it was like why you took, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I just, like I said, man, yeah, they know me as that, but it's still weird for me, bro. Like that, all these people can, know me, or cause I'm not the star. Like I wanted to record them. You know what I mean? So I don't really even view it like that. That was just something that I felt it was like my Instagram. It was like my marketing tool before Instagram, because we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? We had what we had, MySpace.
And Black Planet.
And Black Planet, man, that was in college for me. Oh my God. I forgot about Black Planet. Yes, sir. That been back in the day on that one.
Man.
But yeah, Patchwork Days, it was MySpace. But you wasn't, man, yeah, right. Let Kirk find you, take us, man, you out of there. So to this day, I'm still like weary of that. You know what I mean? Like whoever, it could be an independent artist. You remember that? I would not do it. Like, I'll shout out the studio maybe, but not necessarily like recording that person. I might mute the music or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But that was a no-no. That was a rule, to be honest.
That's what's up. So, man, with all the knowledge that you have, what advice would you give upcoming engineers, producers, singers, artists?
Get around like-minded individuals and don't think that you can do this isolated. That's the trick of the enemy. Like, they're tricking us to get on your laptop, put your headphones on, mix everything on your own, do everything, you know what I mean? Like, no, like, you can work with an individual on your own, but like you need that energy though. Like when I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Like Outkast, but that was together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was a whole crew. You know what I'm saying? The production around it, like that was a whole sound of people coming together. Like, not saying you can't do it alone or anything like that, because you can. But I feel like the up and coming ones, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people and greatness, not just people that do it. You hear what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that do it, and you can also learn from them, but sacrifice something to get around greatness, and greatness. You'll know greatness when you're in the room with it. It's gonna humble you so much. You know what I'm saying? Drop the ego too. Man, you ain't did nothing. You really haven't done anything yet. Like, even me, I be having to tell myself, like, bro, because I can get in the studio and I can start thinking about when I'm working with a newer artist that might be insecure, not really sure about themselves. I get to thinking about, man, look, I done did in my mind, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard being an artist. You gotta be very vulnerable. So they might not, they might want to puff their chest up a little bit or a newer producer. And you gotta understand who I don't work with, partner. So I'll be having to check myself too. So drop the ego, get with like-minded individuals that are striving for greatness. Get you some mentors, definitely. Get you some mentors, man. Like I don't know where I would be at without the mentors I had. Take risks. Jump out that plane. Not literally, but
Yeah.
like
literally.
stop being scared.
Go
But
airborne.
literally, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking to some military guys here, I get it. But, like, stop being scary, man. Like, and dream big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, in order to be different, you have to be different. And
That's
when I
hard.
came up, I was trying to be different. Man, you're not gonna find me smoking in the studio. You're not gonna find me drinking in the studio back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else, or going out. Like, I just was like, if I'm corny, cool. Because I know in my heart, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Back then, don't keep me, you know what I'm saying, in no room where you think I'm a figure out something that you're not doing, and I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. Pay attention to detail. Always educate yourself. Read a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like reading, man, force yourself to read. I'm telling you, find a way to quiet your mind. Man, work out. Goodness gracious. Work out. Go to the gym. Especially black men. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being so angry.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Stop being so impatient. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight. Like, calm down. You're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay. That's how you learn. Let me think anything else. Find you somebody instead of trying to be the man when it comes to these women, too. That's a whole nother topic. Like, that might not be for everybody, but for me, it worked. Like, cause man, that's a whole other story. Atlanta, and then you making money as a young guy. I'm a noob. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was having fun. But then also it was like, man, I'm out here wasting time. They getting on my nerves. Like, they want too much of my time. I'm trying to do this. They trying to get me to do that. Like, and so, just man, like, as you get older, find ways to settle your mind, settle your life, and simplify it. You know what I'm saying? That would be like if I was talking to my younger self, that's what I would say to him. So hopefully that goes and translates to anybody trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a great, great question.
Great question and great answer.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Are you an Indiana?
Indiana who?
An Indiana?
What's that mean?
Uh-huh.
Indianimal?
You never heard of that?
Nah. What's that? Like somebody from Indiana? That's
Yeah.
oh, I get where you going.
I
Nah.
just joking with you.
Nah, let me see.
We had somebody on here the other day. They from Gary.
Man, I got a frat brother, my Fort Club, he from Gary.
Yeah.
And my dame was from Gary. But not me, bro.
Now they had a little rap group called the Indianimals.
Man.
We spent a lot of time in Indiana. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, up in Camp Atterbury.
Wow.
Yeah, where we used to go party in Indianapolis and hit Gary and pass through South Bend. So we done spent.
You see how you said pass through?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta
definitely pass through.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool now.
Yeah.
But man, like I said, it was all you did was either playing basketball or you doing music or you in the street. Like
Bloomington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my pops went to school.
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. That's where the school was. Indiana Tech. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
Sweetwater.
That's why.
Sweetwater music for sure. Matter of fact, man, I just got a $10,000 grant right from Powell Her at the school we at. Genesis Innovation Academy, 6th through 8th grade, boys and girls. Man, we teach them robotics, audio engineering, coding, all that type of stuff. Man, they gave us a $10,000 grant to build a studio. You know what I'm saying? So we got musical equipment, you know what I mean, gear. We got, on the other side of it is like for film and broadcasting. So we just trying to give these young, instead of just like college, like I was like, man, what if I go to, like even before that, like, you know what I mean? Like middle school, like
Yeah.
they're so talented, but what if I start teaching them this stuff at that young age. So by the time they like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
by
could
the
be
time they
cold.
20, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, man, by the grace of God, man, that's happening. We putting that together right now. It's been a process, but man, I just got a vision, and once I tapped into the purpose, you know, it wasn't no looking back. So it's just a different goal now. You know what I mean? Like I can't record every song, I can't mix every song. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to. You know what I mean? I only want to work with what I want to work with now, and I'm able to do that. But there's so many cats that was around me. It's like, you know, I want to be able to set it up for them. You know what I mean? With whatever power God give me, that's the purpose. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah.
That's dope, man. It's man. When I say it's definitely a pleasure. When I say it's a pleasure, it's
Man,
a pleasure.
likewise, man. I feel like I'm at the barbershop or something. We just chopping it up. It's real cool. I like this.
Yeah, we try to make it cool and relaxed.
Man, y'all do a very good job of it too. Really. Cause normally, man, I wouldn't be giving all this out. Trust me.
But man, we appreciate you, man. We thank you for coming over here to Tailor Talk Podcast.
No doubt. Respect.
But we would like for you to look in that camera and tell folks where they can find you at on social media.
Oh man, social media.
I know you won't be on it that much.
Oh, but nah.
LinkedIn.
What is it?
Or something.
It's Mike Snotty. MICSNOTTY. Is the Instagram. What else? I got anything else? Not on Twitter. Not on what's the other one? TikTok. I'm not on that.
LinkedIn,
just my name, Michael Miller. That's on my IG as well. Yeah, that's about it, man. I'm a low key guy, and that's how I wanted it, man. I wanted to be able to like go to the store, like simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of these cats that I worked with, man, they just can't do. You know what I mean? So
that's dope.
Yeah, you definitely low key, man. You go to his Instagram, he might see him in front of a console.
About it.
He might have like 2-3 pictures.
I don't got none of them right now. This ain't no post. You find some stuff on the stories and the highlights, but you know, I don't know why, man. And that's probably something that, looking back, I could have probably did better on, like or having somebody in my corner to do that. You know what I mean? I be feeling like you just supposed to be humble. But I know some people like, don't be humble. Like, for me, it was just, and it still is that way. Like, I just wanted to be low key. I wanted to be humble with it, and I wanted my work to speak for itself because, like, that's what it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that find this, they gonna find some gems in it, and they'll be able to look at them credits and go listen and things like that. I just felt like the people that was talking about everything that they did, I just found that so lame. Like, I really did. You know what I mean? And I was around that in the studio, and I'll be sitting back, and like now, I can't even find them people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I never saw Leslie do that. I never saw him, like, popping. Now, when they left, he might to us, like, man, you know what I'm saying? But I never saw the grace, like drummers or the bangs or songs or even the dreams, like the inner circle, the crew, like, yeah. But like now it's like, you gotta do that. But like, I just don't believe that was my lane, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I should have, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I should have told my younger self that as well. Like, it's things are always changing, so don't get just caught up in what you think is right. Like, ask people's opinions, you know what I'm saying? And ask for help. See, that was another thing I probably should have did. Ask for more help. Build a team, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yeah, man, IG, only thing right now, if you want to get at me, Mike Snotty, MICSNOTTY. I would get my number, but nah, we ain't doing that.
We don't do that. We don't want your phone getting rolled up there like twin, man. Take that off. Man. But man, like I said, it's been a pleasure, and it's definitely. I'm glad that you came on to Tailor Talk Podcast.
Man, I'm so proud of you, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Man,
I mean,
thank
both of y'all.
Man. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank y'all for tuning in for another episodes of the Tailor's Talk podcast, and what else they need to do, kinfolk.
You need to subscribe, like, and share.
Do that.
It's,
Come on now. Peace.